Aloha, Haunani here from Okinawa. I am going to go over finding a meditative seat with you today. If you're starting a new meditation practice, or maybe it's just relaxation you're looking for and you're finding it difficult to get in a comfortable position that you can sustain for longer than 5 to 10 minutes, this video is really going to help you. So let's get started. What I want you to do is begin by sitting on the floor. And when you sit on the floor, this is the test I give everyone in my test. When you go in my classes and even in clinic and workshop, when you're sitting on the floor, crisscross applesauce, and you take your hands away, what does it feel like? What does your body look like? And you might need a mirror or someone to mirror this for you. Now, what I find with a lot of people who have not done a lot of balancing, stretching, and strengthening exercises, or their posture rounds, or they have a lot of back pain, several things can happen. Knees are really high. Knees are really high. Typically, back is pretty rounded like this. Other than that, there's kind of the slouching forward, chin jutting forward. This is really hard to sustain for a long period of time, and it's not actually opening. We want to align the spine so that we can get energy flowing from the lower part of the body up to the brain and back down. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to make these corrective actions. Now, some people find it's just uncomfortable underneath their ankles, so get a blanket. We have our carpet down so it feels nice and cozy, but you might need to put a blanket underneath there or a folded towel for you. The next thing you want to do is you want to find a prop. Now, these are my meditation cushions, but you could take folded blankets, folded beach towels, and you're going to place it on the floor and you're going to sit on it. Okay? Now, we don't want to sit towards the back. Sitting towards the back is like sitting on the floor, and it's going to make you round. We want to scoot to the very edge of it. So just your sit bones come right to the edge. You feel nice and supported, and then try recrossing your legs. Nice, right? The knees begin to lower, okay, away from the body. You'll probably have a little more ability to rotate your pelvis against the floor forward and back, okay? Maybe not a lot, but just a little more. And you'll probably be able to sit a lot taller. Now, I've been practicing for quite a while. I did not look like this when I first started. So even if you get that seat up, okay, your prop underneath you, and you're still feeling kind of uncomfortable like this, grab another prop, okay? Fold another pillow, grab another blanket, do what you need to do, keep stacking them. I used to use, when I lived in Bahrain, I just used the pillows on our couches. They were amazing and comfortable. But notice how I'm quite lifted now. Okay, my knees are quite away from my hips. This is really comfortable. I should probably start meditating like this more often on 2 cushions rather than 1. And then your hands can rest on your lap, you know, palms down, palms up. You want to be able to bring your shoulders down and back. And this, again, takes time too. Hopefully you begin doing other exercises, whether it's Qigong, Tai Chi, yoga, or other forms of exercises that begin to really draw the posture down and back into its proper alignment, okay? And then you'd be able to start your practice. All right, if this is not an option for you, let's say you're, depending on what you're wearing, you're at work, you're in a suit, you don't have time to sit on the floor, then go ahead and grab your trusted chair at work. Everyone has a chair at work, and you're going to sit down on it. There's 2 ways to sit in your chair. I know it sounds crazy, but there is. You can sit all the way back, okay, as long as you feel supported and you're not leaning back like this. You really want to be as vertical as possible, and you want your feet firmly rooted or grounded into the floor. I don't know if you saw that, but check out my feet when I sit back. This is my life. My feet never touch the ground. So I can grab my trusted meditation cushion, okay? Place it right underneath, and now I'm grounded. Ideally, you want 90 degrees here, 90 degrees here, okay? This is not 90 degrees, neither is that, okay? At the knees, this is not 90 degrees at the hips, spine, neither is that. So we're looking for a 90-90. Again, you might need a mirror, you might need someone to point it out for you. And you could meditate this way. The other way, this is the way I prefer, is actually to sit on the edge of the chair. Again, trying to create 90 at the knee, 90 at the hip joint here. I will need my trusted pillow, You could use books. I used to use books in the office. Okay. Hands resting comfortably on your lap. You can begin. Find what works best for you. It might take trial and error. You might like something for a while, and then you don't like it. Part of the process of all of these practices, mindful practices, is getting to know your body. Okay, what works for you. So the final thing I want to show you is how to get onto your back, lying on your back with your legs up the wall. First lying on your back, and then lying on your back with your legs up the wall. Let's do it that way. So this is where I'm going to grab, this is a folded beach towel. I don't have a yoga blanket like some people you'll find at studios. I use what I have around. And the other thing you're going to want is some type of bolster, whether that's, again, pillows from your couch, a bolster you might have laying around as a decorative item that never gets used. You could use your meditation pillows again. I am going to just use my rolled up yoga mat. And you could turn this into a bolster by now rolling a beach towel over it or rolling your blanket in it to make it nice, big, and full if that's what you need. But I'm going to show this to you as an example. So when you go to lie on the ground, okay, always support yourself. The first thing you want to be aware of is check your neck here. Okay, when you lie down, is your chin pointing back behind you or is your gaze looking back behind you? We want to correct this. This is too much of a curve in your neck. The other thing is that it might be flat and you're actually looking at your knees. We want to find a place where you're looking directly up towards the sky, or as much towards the sky or the ceiling as possible. So how you can do that is if you're like this, okay? Sometimes this just requires, if you're looking at your knees, sometimes this requires simply bringing the awareness to look up and then rolling everything back. Rolling the shoulders down and back so the palms can face up, and then relaxing into this pose. Gravity will hold your head. But if you're like this, what we need to do is we need to grab a blanket, okay? This is where you'll need to experiment with how many folds. It might be 1 fold, 2 folds, 3 folds. You're going to place it right underneath your head, keeping your shoulders off the blanket. From here, nice, okay? I can look straight up. I'm not looking back. I'm not looking at my knees. Naturally, my eyesight is straight up towards the ceiling, okay? And from here, you could move into your practices. Notice how my knees are bent. For a lot of people who have back or neck pain, this is going to be the most comfortable position. To keep yourself even more relaxed, you bring your feet apart and then let the knees gently knock inward. It's a nice, comfortable position. You can do all of your relaxation postures this way. Even more ideal, if you can, to create even more flow through the body, is to begin to straighten the legs. And when we straighten the legs, we want our ankles to be wider than our hips, okay? Wider than our hips, and then the feet can roll out or in, whatever is most natural. For most people, it's outward. As you do that, you might find, as you begin to straighten your legs, or as you straighten your legs, you'll find that you might find discomfort in your lower back, or as you hold this for a long time, you might find discomfort in the lower back. So here's one solution. You take your bolster, your rolled, I'm going to roll to the side, your rolled up bolster, mine's just a yoga mat. Okay, roll to the side, push yourself up. You're going to place it right underneath your knees. Okay? And then lower back down. Okay? Take a moment, when you do lie on your back, just glance up, make sure your nose is in alignment with your sternum in alignment with your pelvis or your belly button, whatever you see first. Bring your knees slightly wider than your hips so that your ankles are slightly wider than your hips. Arms by the side, adjust the blanket underneath your neck as need be. And then you're ready. You can begin your progressive relaxation practices, breathing exercises. Wonderful. All right, I'm going to come up for a second. Again, to come up from the floor, bend the knees, draw them into your chest, roll to one side, top arm pushes in and you come up. Here's something else. During my pregnancies, I had tailbone pain. Okay, so your tailbone, everyone knows where your tailbone is, but I also had sacral pain. It's this V-shaped area of your lower back. It's a bone. And everything that I knew about getting comfortable didn't work. It took a lot of trial and error. What I finally discovered is this. If I move the bolster up closer to my upper thighs, it gave a little lift, a little pressure off the sacrum area, just enough to find comfort where I could lie there. Obviously, that wasn't when I was big and huge. It was very uncomfortable to lie on your back and not recommended. But even at the onset, like around 7 weeks, that's in fact how I kind of thought I knew. I guess by 7 weeks I did know, but through the time when it was comfortable to practice and lie on my back, safe to lie on my back. So I just scooted the bolster closer to my upper thighs rather than my knees. And that takes just the littlest amount of pressure off of your sacrum area to find relief and comfort. So you might try that as well. This actually feels really comfortable to me today. Huh. All right. We're not done yet. One last thing is, how do you get your legs up your wall without, flailing around? Well, it takes practice like all things, and it takes you getting to know your body best. But let me show you one way. This is how I teach it at my I don't have a studio, in my classes. Is if this is your wall. Now, ideally, you're not going to break a window or anything, and we have a bar here as well. My legs are just not that long. But what you're going to do is the wall that you're going to use, you're going to come to the side, have your pillow ready if you need it behind, or your folded blanket so you can put it behind your neck if needed. You're going to come to your side, to the side of the wall. There's about a shaka's width between my pinky and thumb, between the wall and my hip. From here, you're going to lower onto your elbows, and slowly, as you walk your feet up the wall, you're going to twist to the side and come down. And then you can extend your feet up the wall. Again, if your neck needs support, or if you're looking away from your legs, there's a big glare that way. Not glare, but it's extension of your neck. Too much curve in your neck. Support with a blanket or a pillow. And this is a nice, comfortable way. My bottom is not right up against the wall. I really like this method because gravity, my legs are at a slight angle into the wall. Okay, if here's my body, here are my legs, here's the wall. My legs look like that, or actually probably more like that, into the wall. Just enough gravity to keep my legs there without moving. They're very comfortable. Some people feel very comfortable with their bottom right up against the wall. And you'll have to explore that for you. For my body, with my bottom, and I'll show it to you, to get your legs right up against the wall, you put your hip right up against the wall and do the same process. So now my bottom is right up against the wall. My legs don't naturally want to stay here. Now my heels are hooked on the windowsill, which help, but my legs naturally want to do this, which is fine if that's what I'm going for. But if you really want the benefits of your legs up the wall, you want to be able to relax. That's the other thing my legs do, is they just collapse down. They don't stay there. So for me, bringing my bottom, I'm inching away from the wall, provides the gravity needed, the perfect angle. I still get the elevation, I still get the inversion, but without the effort. This is really effortless. I can just relax here for hours and hours and hours. Okay, knees in, roll to the side, push yourself up. Thank you for joining me today. I hope that this helps you find a meditative seat, and may you have a beautiful, beautiful day. From my heart to yours, aloha and namaste.